Alright, the All-Star weekend's past us now, and time to get back into the swing of things. I already commented on most of the stuff that happened over the weekend. I forgot to mention the horse game in my actual video. I mentioned it in the comments, or the description, or whatever, but I watched actually the whole horse competition on, I think it was Friday, but it was kind of cool to see Durant. He went down early. He looked like he was dead in the water, and then he just got out hot, and he kept hitting his jumpers, and he ended up coming back with a big win. So that was cool, but as far as horse goes, I thought it was kind of boring because most of the stuff, number one, Durant came back and won with the jump shots, just straight jump shots. I mean, there was that one shot he took from like 40 feet back, which was cool, but that's not horse, that's a shoot around. The spirit of horse is all about bouncing it off the floor, doing it with your eyes closed, moon shots, nothing but net, calling your shot between the legs. That's the spirit of horse. And all Durant did was take jump shots. There wasn't a lot of confrontation, like people weren't getting in each other's face, people weren't talking trash. So, it's a good start, but I definitely think there's room to grow. Next year, guys I'd like to see compete, because the three guys that they had compete in this one, they just weren't charismatic enough. They're good shooters, but they're not charismatic enough. I'd like to see Paul Pierce, because Paul Pierce is a trash talker. I'd like to see Vince Carter, because he is a half-court shot. He's one of the best half-court shooters in the game. Another guy who's good at doing the half-court shot is Andre Iguodala, I think his name is, in Philly. Those are some guys I would kind of like to see in a horse competition. I want guys who are going to trash talk and be charismatic and do some crazy shots. I want to see more crazy shots. The All-Star game itself, it was a pretty clean blowout in the favor of the West. Shaq played great. He was just dominating. I know there were parts of the game where he had Rashard Lewis playing defense against him. So, really, he should have been dominating, which he did, but he played great. I know he and Kobe split MVP honors. From what I saw of the game, I watched most of it. I missed some of the end. Kobe was breaking a lot of shots. That's one thing I noticed. Kobe was taking a ton of shots, and he missed a fair few of them, so I know he ended up leading the West in points, so he did deserve the co-MVP honor, but I think Shaq might have deserved to stand alone there. I don't know. But the West dominated. Not too much else to say. A lot of players actually played pretty well. I saw Dwight Howard get a lot of blocks. Tim Duncan got involved. It was actually a really good All-Star game because it was competitive. Both sides seemed to really want to win. So I like that. But All-Star week's over. We're moving on. I was kind of mad yesterday because I had yesterday off from school and was just sitting home and really didn't have anything to do. And if there were games on, I would have been able to, follow them. But there weren't any games on yesterday, obviously. So that was kind of a bummer. But whatever. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'll make my 24 video a little bit later, probably. NFL. Let's stop talking about basketball for a little bit because that's about all that's going on there right now. Football, there's some stuff going on. Fred Taylor got cut. In my mind, Fred Taylor is Mr. Jacksonville. When I think of the Jaguars, I think of Fred Taylor. It's either him or Jimmy Smith, and I think of Fred Taylor before I think of Jimmy Smith. So he still has something left to give to somebody, and I know Jacksonville doesn't really want him back because he offered to take a pay cut, and Jacksonville still told him to take a hike. So if you're Philadelphia, if you're Houston, if you're, I don't know, maybe if you're the New York Giants, if Derek Ward leaves in free agency, look at this guy because he has something left to give. I give him 2 more years of decent play. Chris McAllister got cut by the Ravens. It was time. It was time to let him go. The Ravens are going to go after a corner this offseason, so they might as well cut ties with C-Mac. His best years were behind him. Excuse me. what else are you going to say? It was time. So I think somebody's going to pick him up and get okay play out of him. I don't know who, but he has a little bit left. I don't know how much. Jeff Garcia got let go by the Buccaneers. I don't think he has it anymore. I think he can give you like 10 quality games. Like, if you sign him as a backup and he gets hurt, and the starter gets hurt, and Garcia has to come in, I think you'll be good with him for a little while, a couple of months. But past that, he's going to wear down because he's so old. So whoever signs him, the only team I think that might sign him as a starter is Minnesota, and I do not think he's going to be able to last the whole year. So somebody's going to sign him as a backup. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll bring him back in Philly. Maybe a team like, I don't know. But there are a lot of teams that could use his services as a backup. Dallas is a good candidate. And yeah, basically right now all that's going on is some cuts. Deuce McAllister got cut. I don't know if he has much left in this league because his legs are just beat up right now. I don't know how much he could give any team that signs him, but I'm sure somebody will. The Bengals franchised Shane Graham. That's kind of a whatever thing. I know they're going to try and sign him long term anyway, so it doesn't matter. And with this, you wonder what's going to happen with TJ Houshmandzadeh. That's pretty much all that's going on right now, so see you guys later. I'm out.